Hello, everyone. Uh, Welcome to and Into Silence FPS. My name is Authenticity. Today, I'll be playing Peat. I am joined by the infamous.
Hello. I am Into Silence's DM, Mira. I finger guns, and I will be playing a certain bird.
Bird. Yeah. This is actually kind of reversal. Usually, I play a certain bird.
Yep, a wiggle.
I think that our opening scene is this landscape of um, forested marshland. It is a very early morning. Um, the sun is not even thinking about being up. It's just like the brightest or the faintest glimmer of gray in the sky. The trees rising out of the bog of bewilderment itself are little more than hazy figures looming in the darkness. Glimmers of light flicker in the distance. They could be peat fires, they could be fireflies, they could be something worse. Um, Glimpses of the different calamities that the bog holds are glanced over. But we are not dealing with them in our story just yet. Instead, we follow a man of average height, sort of average features, not handsome or plain. Um, Dark curly hair, dressed like a farmer. Um, and he seems to have something wrapped in a handkerchief in his hands. A very little bird who is sleeping peacefully. Uh, and he uh, steps through the marsh, through the bog, until he happens on um, a plain little hut, um, closed up against the chill of the mist. And he puts the little bundle on the doorstep and goes to knock. Um, but actually, he thinks better of it. And instead, he gently unrolls the towel to observe what lays beneath. Do you want to describe it, Miracle?
Yeah. Uh, the bird is a white dove with a shading that kind of shimmers between gray and nothing at all, really, as the little being breathes in sleep, utterly content to just be asleep.
I think that this very average man crouches down over it, just sort of contemplating how peaceful it is. Um, it's just a very quiet little moment. Um, as he reaches down, gently rolls the bird over so that its delicate little legs are sort of flopped in the air. Um, and he actually pulls out, um, it appears to be just a rod of wood with um, engravings along it that have been uh, highlighted in red. And he ever so gently taps the very tip of the wand to one of the dove's legs, and uh, The dove feels its leg.
Well, if a dove could scream, there is
Mm.
certainly a scream.
In the next moment, the very average man is gone, and you are alone in a place that you don't recognize. It's dark, it's foggy, you're out in the open. You're very small. You have no money.
Very small, have no money, panic. There is just flutter, 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 pain. Flutter, flutter,
Yep.
pain. Just, oh, so much distress. All of this is all the distressed dove noises are coming out of this bird. I am not a good enough ventriloquist to imitate a bird in distress, but yeah, there's a very distressed bird on this hut's doorstep.
Um, I think that the dove's probably occupied, but inside the hut is the sound of someone falling out of bed, and scrambling over to the door because what the fuck, what the fuck, what the fuck? Um, and the door is flung open, and little dove, you see a very, very, very tall woman, salt and pepper hair. She's wearing just a plain, kind of old nightgown, and she's just like scanning the area frantically before her eyes fall on you.
Uh, hey, Pete, you're getting a frantic dove in your face that's trying to peck your eyes out.
What the fuck? Grabs it.
Again, if a dove could scream, that's the noise it
Okay,
makes.
okay. What the fuck? Like looks around. Like there's no sign of a struggle. There's no like. Okay, I
Congratulations,
think
you
they
now have a dove pecking your hands.
you stop that.
Peck,
And
peck,
she will
peck, peck.
cast speak with animals, and she'll be like, "Stop that! I'm not going to hurt you. What happened?"
Ow, 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 ow. Peck, 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 peck.
Okay, okay. You are uh you are being held like the potato. I'm so sorry. This seems to be someone who uh has a lot of experience wrangling unhappy birds.
Congratulations, you have caused him to devolve into angry hissing.
What the kind of pigeon are you?
Not pigeon, piss.
Yeah. Okay.
Wrong, 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 wrong. Ow, 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 ow.
Okay. Um, I think that she just like scoops you up, brings you inside, slams the door. Like she's just getting her things. She's getting her things. She was asleep a second ago.
When the door slammed, there was a flinch, and suddenly that bird is very still and very quiet.
I'm sorry. You're all right. I didn't mean to scare you.
Not scared.
Um, understood.
Peck.
If her, I imagine her hand is openly bleeding now. She is not uh paying any attention.
Nibble. Nibble, nibble, nibble.
Teeth like blood.
So,
That's very nice. All right. Let's see.
You now have a bird kind of plopping their head against where they've pecked. They feel bad. They don't know why they feel bad. They don't like it.
All right, I'm going to turn you over so that I can reach your leg. Um, you're going to feel your equilibrium shift.
Unhappy hissing.
I know. You sound like a cat.
Don't know what that is.
I didn't know what a cat is.
What are you?
I'm a witch.
What's a witch?
An undesirable people go to when they don't have anywhere else to go.
They're obviously thinking.
I think with 22 points of healing, the
I feel like it definitely does heal.
yeah, you can feel your leg painfully knit back together.
Ow, what the fuck?
You don't know what cats are, but you know what swearing is.
What's a swear?
Oh my good gracious. What are you? Actually,
Nightingale?
you think you're a nightingale?
No. I don't know. Head tilt, tilt. Is what my lord calls me?
Milor?
My lord.
Milor? Oh, Milord. Oh, you must be someone's pet.
Hiss.
All right, all right. All right. Before we get into the semantics of your social status, does it hurt anywhere else?
Flutter, flutter. No.
Okay. I'm going to disinfect the area where. Actually, I might just give you a bath. You're a little bit filthy. It's fine. It'll be like a bird bath, except warmer with soap. And she will. I think she grabs a pot and a jug of water. Uses heat metal to heat up the pot, and then brings the water inside back down to a reasonable temperature with the unheated water. Like, okay. Okay, I think that's good. I'm not going to let go of you, okay? You don't have to worry about drowning.
You
Would
have
you
a
like to
very
sit?
you have a very unhappy bird in your hand.
Would you like to do it yourself?
How?
I mean, what, you've never used a bird bath before?
No. I don't know what bath is. He's staring at the basin distrustfully.
Well, I'll show you. And they pick him up like a potato.
Angry
Um,
hissing.
Yes, yes, yes. Look. And she rolls up the sleeve of her nightgown and dips her free hand, her undoved hand, into the water. And it's like, see, it doesn't hurt. Very nice. It's just a way of using water to get the grime off. Rids you of parasites. Makes sure that your feathers are healthy.
Squinting. They stick a leggy out.
They very carefully dip the leggy in the water.
Surprised trill. That feels nice.
Do you want me to set you down in the water?
Hesitant bob of head.
Okay. You're very person-like. Very gently lowers him down.
What's a person?
Uh, Depends on who you ask. But um a sentient, bipedal um member of our society, without getting too much into the philosophy of the issue.
Oh, I am not a person now.
Mm. Wait, what?
Strut,
I think
strut,
she was
strut,
like
strut,
halfway.
strut.
Say
They're
again?
strutting. They're strutting in the water right now. Just kind of, oh, this is interesting. Strut, 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 strut. Feathers ruffling. Just exploring the sensation of water.
I'm going to add a little bit of soap, okay? You can't drink it now because it's soapy.
Squint.
She adds just a little bit of dish soap, and swirls it around until there's froth.
Peck. Peck at the bubbles. Peck, peck, peck,
No,
peck, 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 peck,
that's
peck,
not
peck.
going to taste okay.
Splutter.
Yep. No, don't listen to me. What do I know? Hold on. They She will use her washcloth to very gently get the soap off of this strange little bird's beak.
Nuzzle.
They scratch his head.
Melt.
Oh my
Absolute
goodness.
puddle of dove.
Oh my goodness. She's just grinning and like I think that she moves to like start actually cleaning their feathers.
And they are a puddle. They are no longer resisting. They are just melt. They are a dove orb in your hand.
A orb.
A orb. Just softly trilling.
Well, you are adorable.
Ruffles feathers. Not.
Are you sure?
Hesitant shuffle. Don't
I mean,
know.
feel free to check your sources on that.
What is adorable?
Adorable is a certain type of aesthetic appeal. Um, it often applies to things that are small and cute, like yourself.
Mm. Was not small. Was big.
We were
So,
big.
not cute. Just kind of assuredly nods to self. Yes. Was once not cute. Mm-hmm.
How big were you?
Big? Much
Okay.
bigger. They kind of just they can't tell you how big because they don't really know. They just know they were bigger.
Okay. Okay. Have you always been a dove?
No. Was
Okay.
pulling something out for my lord and didn't pull out what was supposed to be. Didn't know what it was. Stuck a face in it. Now small.
Should she roll an insight check to be like hammer space fumbled, uh, got out a curse mask, put mask on face?
Yes, roll me inside. Because I am sorry, Nightingale does not have the words to really explain what happened because they are clueless. They have amnesia.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, 26.
For 26, I feel like the light bulb kind of clicks. And also, you kind of realize that this poor guy is like an amnesiac. Doesn't remember much.
Oh, honey. Okay. So seems like you have a couple of problems. Hopefully
Mm,
I can work with both.
they nod.
Um, you say your lord. Who is this?
My lord.
Do they have another name?
They flutter. Time to roll history to see if they picked up on Captain calling. Oh dear. Oh, okay.
Damn.
Damn, okay. Love. They tilt their head. Velari?
Velari?
Velari.
Velari.
Yes.
Should she roll in history on that?
Yep, go ahead and roll me history.
15.
Okay, with a 15, you remember reading in one of your books about a new up and coming lord in a distant land in Furuma, an earl coming to the throne of the earldom after their uncle passed away. Makes sense that this little guy's calling him lord.
Okay. Well, if you'd like, I can put a letter in tomorrow's post, letting him know you're all right. You must have come quite a ways.
Don't recall how I got here. Was asleep, leg broke. Now awake.
Hmm.
Met you.
Well, if you managed to sleep through the bog, maybe that's for the best.
What's a bog?
A bog is a particular type of land, very
Hmm.
watery.
They splash in the water a little bit, contemplatively.
All right, are you ready to get out of there and be toweled off?
Hmm. They paddle around in the water a little bit more. Nod.
You are picked up, and um, you are bundled up in a thread worn towel, along with prestidigitation. It leaves you feeling very warm.
I just need to roll a whiz, see if he actually falls asleep. Oh no. You now have a very, very sleepy bird.
Hmm. You want to take a nap?
Hmm.
All
Yes.
right. I'm
Snuggles
going to
into
wrap.
towel.
I'm going to make you a nest. You're not allowed to use perches for the next 3 days. All right.
What's a perch?
Never mind. Uh, she grabs basically all the blankets she has in this tiny hut and finds an old apple crate and uh just sort of scoops out a little space in the middle for him.
Mm-hmm.
Lays him down very, very gently. I'm going to start working on something that will hopefully break this curse. Um I won't be gone. I won't be gone. Um by the time you wake up, the spell that lets me talk to you might run out. Um if you need something, uh just uh just come find me.
They bob a nod very sleepily.
Mm. They she just folds the blanket over.
And they're asleep.
Nice. I think she just like grabs she grabs 5 or 6 Bible-sized books, takes them over to the work table, which is already littered high with um equations and books and the bric-a-brac of a very involved project.
Mm-hmm.
And she just sets them on top of the mess. Um, and she's going to um start preparing to brew something for Nightingale to drink to get him out of this.
Mm-hmm.
But first she has to make sure that she has all the ingredients right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I am going to roll history. 19, okay. So by the time the sun comes up, she's got a pretty good idea of what they need.
Mm-hmm.
Does she have all of it? No, but she has a good idea where she can get some of it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, how long does Nightingale sleep?
Let me just roll con to see how deep of a sleep that was. Oh, okay. He is dead to the world.
Fair enough.
Poor boy has been under very much stress. Body needs sleep. Like, I feel like she's gone out to get some of the stuff, uh, checks in on Bird. Bird is still asleep. Goes out to get some more ingredients, checks on Bird. Bird is still asleep.
Mm,
There's just tiny little snores coming from this bird.
I think that actually, because like I feel like most of what she needs is already in her garden, so she
Mm-hmm.
just brings the apple cart with her.
You were just accompanied by the soft sound of dove snores.
Mm. I think at first she's like, "Oh, being cursed takes it out of you." But then slowly, as time goes on, she gets more and more worried because like there's this is a lot of like it makes sense that there would be stress on it would take a toll on his body, but not this much. Like there is probably some other form of exhaustion that he's dealing with that she's not sure yet if she needs to be worried about.
Mm-hmm. I do think by the next time she does check on him, though, he is kind of slowly blinking awake and just chirrups at her. Sleepy.
Hey, bud. Okay. So we are going to have to go a little bit further afield to get the rest of what I need. Do you want to stay at the hut, or do you want to come with?
In answer, they flutter up to your shoulder.
I said no perching. Picks him up like potato, like hamburger.
There is a bird hiss.
Yes, yes, yes. Here.
Very independent bird.
I think that she uh she's wearing, a heavy woolen coat against the mist that's still, very much obscuring most of the area around here.
Mm-hmm.
And she pops the collar up and just sort of like shoves him in there, so that he's in between the fabric and her neck.
There is a surprised bird noise, and then just rustle, 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 settle. Coos.
Are we good? Excellent. I think you like this. And she stands up, dusts herself off, um, goes around to the door of the hut, where there's sort of a little like cabinet next to the doorway. She unlocks and she pulls out a broom. Um, and I think that rather than like sitting on it the way you'd expect, she like stands on it like a skateboard. Um, just basket in hand. 1 second, for some reason she's setting the broomstick on the ground and standing on top of it. The next, you feel yourself being whisked up into the air, along with this strange person, who's not, by the way, introduced herself. Um, and from her color, you can see the canopy of the trees get closer and closer until you are raised above it, and through it, and you are coasting over this marshland forest.
There's just really, really, really excited trills.
She's laughing.
There is a very happy bird.
I think that she casts Speak with Animals again, and she goes, "Is this familiar?"
No, but fun! Fun, 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 fun!
She goes faster.
Whee!
Um, she's careful to keep above a certain altitude above the bog, avoiding. You can see flashes of different arcane light in the trees below you. Distant figures mechanically going through the same motions over and over again. You can see abandoned villages and farmhouses with baths. Get the idea that you are avoiding a lot of hassle with this. And even then, like, even though she's kind of showing off, Pete is being extremely careful uh, to avoid any complications that might be higher up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but eventually you see this hazy, like, blue mass get closer and closer until the land below you ends entirely and you are coasting over waves. Um, and you, speaking of water, you have never seen this much water.
Whoa! It's like a giant bath.
I feel like I prefer to do my shopping in the island ports. Less chance of being recognized.
Why?
Let's just say I'm not a people person.
Oh, good thing I'm a dove.
Yes. Birds are much easier than people. However, we're going to do something to change that, aren't we?
Hmm. He actually seems a little sad.
You're all right. I promise. I'll still love you.
What
Um.
is love?
Oh fuck. Oh boy. Oh wow.
I'm sorry, he's amnesiac. He doesn't know. He is baby.
I'm having a great time. Pete's just like, whoa, you're asking the wrong witch. Uh, I mean, love is certain level of affection that one has for someone.
Oh, like my
Um,
lord to Captain.
Captain.
Yes.
Um, presumably yes. I don't know either of these people.
They
Um,
are fiancés.
oh, then yes. Yes, very much so. Uh, but also there can be love among friends that does not involve any sort of smoochery or you know combined tax forms or anything like that. There can be love among siblings, from parent to child and child to parent. You can really love anyone, well, depending on who they are.
Oh,
It comes in different. I, I don't feel like I'm doing a very good job of explaining this, but um, love is one of many emotions you can have for people and things.
love is good?
Um, more or less, there can be unhealthy types of love that are less than good.
Oh.
Um, it can be obsessive. It can be feigned. That's never good. It can be through something more.
People can lie about
Um,
their emotions?
People often lie about their emotions.
Oh. I don't think I'm very good at that.
No, you're not. You're just a little bird. You cannot change this.
No, but you can. And
Hopefully.
I think I'd like to love you too. In Um,
I think that she's quiet as she like brings you down on like a gravel beach. Just steps off the broom and hoists it over her shoulder. And she's like this very pale woman with dark hair. You can see is blushing very faintly.
is something wrong? Did are you sick?
No, um,
Why are why is face red?
Faith is fine. Don't worry about it.
You can change colors. Like me. I can change colors. Kind of, I think. Maybe. I don't know why I said that. Why did I say that? As he's speaking, he's becoming more and more gray.
Hmm. Come on, pigeon.
Ooh,
Um,
pigeon. I like that. Pigeon. Yes, good.
you like being called pigeon?
Yes, it is. Tilts head. Don't know why. Why? Why warm fuzzy? Why? Hmm.
All right, this is way too much introspection before we've had breakfast. Um,
What's a breakfast?
but we're gonna find out. Let's go.
Oh, okay.
And you can see that this is a very quiet little like uh town. It seems to be like a single road with a few inlets that go deeper into the island that just sort of rings around the entire shore. There's like a little inn. There's mostly like fishing, boathouses and markets.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pete steps into the doorway of such one, and I think that there's a fairly unsmiling one behind the counter who just like, so you're back. Yes, I am. I would like some produce for breakfast on the go. Fine. Make sure you pay in full. And Pete kind of rolls her eyes and uh lays some gold on the counter. And this unsmiling woman slams down like a couple of like it looks like just like lettuce sandwiches with maybe a little bit of mustard on them.
Mm-hmm.
And Pete just rather than contest the amount of food or asks for more, just like takes it and leaves.
I do not like that person. That person, hmm, wants to bite. Bad. Bad person.
It's a hard life out here. It's hard to blame people for being wary, especially of um, people that they see as harbingers of bad things. Like I said, witches are only sought out in times when you have nowhere else to go. So
Hmm.
seeing one reminds you of the times when you have nowhere else to go.
Doesn't mean should treat you bad.
I'm used to it, no worries. Here, do you want to try bread?
Nibble. Peck, peck, peck. Nom
You
nom
should
nom
not
nom
have
nom
too
nom.
much of that.
Nom 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 nom
And
nom
eat
nom
the,
nom nom
the
nom nom.
lettuce. Okay. Eat the lettuce first, then you can have a little bit of bread.
Peck. Peck, peck, peck. Nom 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 nom.
She just eats her egg sandwich.
It turns out that said bird likes the lettuce a lot more than bread, but the
Nice.
bread is a close second.
As you eat, you can see more people pass by, families with little kids. Um, a half orc girl leading her little brother on their way on some errand. An older gentleman in a long cloak, animatedly telling a story to a group of passersby who have stopped to listen. A set of old men on a porch, uh, rocking their rocking chairs and making comments to each other. Um, it's just it's a town. It's um, a lively place that is full of people who are just living. You've never seen anything like it before, Nightingale.
No, he just is watching very obviously, very curiously. Like, huh, this is a lot of people. His world before this was just Velari and Captain.
I'm gonna figure it out more. You will note, by the way, that Peat stops and engages with none of this. She just keeps walking. And in fact, people, when they see her walk by and her grab um her drab dried plant matter dress and her long dark cloak, her big broad hat, when they see that coming, they step out of her way.
I don't understand.
I think that's to your credit.
You help. Why?
I don't always.
Hmm.
And they don't know me from anyone, so.
I don't understand.
Reaches up, scratches your little head.
Melt.
That's
Melty.
good.
Melty, melty, melty little burb. He is now distracted from the conundrum of starting to hate an entire town because they don't like this person. Because he's sad and he doesn't understand why, so it's turning into anger.
I think that uh, near the edge of this little village, she steps into a uh, a shop marked Arcane Suppliers, um, and at the counter is a youngish looking woman with sort of frizzy pink hair who it looks up from her book with a start and goes, "Oh, Miss Boss, what can I get you today?" Um, 4 units Eye of Newt, um, 1 wing of Bat, um, and I'm running low on garlic powder. Can you get me some industrial grade? And the shop girl kind of squeaks and hustles to go get the things. Uh, Comes back with several little boxes. It's like, all right, that'll be 36 gold. And oh my goodness, you're so cute, look at you. looking directly at Nightingale.
Nightingale just lets out a startled chirrup and then ducks into
Oh,
Pete Moss's
oh no!
clothing.
I didn't mean to startle him. And he's just like, it's fine. He's had a rough couple of days. You said 38 gold. Oh, no, 36, I believe. 36, yes. Um, it, I, um, oh, you should know the next shipment from Reedboo is, due to come, next month, Miss Moss. So, if you're looking for any more, magical squid ink, that would be the time to go get some. Noted. Thank you, Eileen. I hope I get to see you then. Yes, yes, good luck, man. Good good luck with your project. And Pete kind of nods tersely, grabs the boxes and just shoves them in her hammer space as she goes.
Eileen, the sole reason why Nightingale doesn't want to wipe this place off the map. Like, they're just eyeing Eileen and going, yes, this one can stay.
I think as you crane your head to look behind Pete, you see a very tiny little boy run up and tug Eileen's shirt, and she crouches down to talk with him just as the door swings shut. And Pete's like, "Well, that was relatively painless. Um, not to jinx it or anything, but normally grocery shopping is a little bit more of an ordeal."
They bob their head.
I'm interested that the shipments are delayed, though. I hope everything's okay. Well, it's none of my business. And she sits back down the street in the way that you came.
Nightingale's just there for the ride.
Yep. I think as they go, Pete Moss, regardless of the strange looks that she gets for talking to a dove, uh, honestly, at this point, she probably has to recast the spell. But she goes, um, "So, what do you remember?"
Pain? Lots of pain.
Do you
And
remember how
then,
you injured your leg?
no, I was asleep. And then, pain.
I'm sorry.
I I think I lost something. Someone. Someone's baby. My lord and captain made it better. This bird just looks lost. They have no memory, no money. You can imagine how the stress they're under, they're very small.
I think Pete reaches up and holds them in her cupped hands and goes, "We're going to sort this out. We'll get you back to the people um that are important to you."
Like my lord and captain.
Yes, very much so. In fact, when we get home, do you want to send them a letter together?
Yes.
All right.
What is letter?
It's a way of communicating over very long distances. You
Oh,
write something down and you send it to them.
they just kind of marvel at that. How fascinating.
When you leave, I expect plenty of letters back.
Yes, of course.
I, I, well, I'm positive that I can help you be humanoid again. I'd like to look into fixing your memory, but we'll see what we can do.
One, oh, sorry, one thing at a time.
Yes. Um, I think that at this point, she has hopped back onto her broom, and the roar of the wind is a little bit too much to have a good conversation, and
Mm-hmm.
the spell runs out.
The last thing that uh, Pete Moss hears from this little bird uh, coherently is "Wee!" Thoroughly enjoying himself.
Yes, good, excellent. And I think that the next few days are spent like that. Collecting the things that she needs to brew this potion. Having uh little quiet uh conversations. You get taught things about cooking, things about surviving in this sort of biome, what's good and what's not to eat.
If she bakes anything that's like close to bread or pastry, Nightingale's going to get very excited and then very confused about why he's excited.
I don't think she does much baking. She does, however, grab several bags of seeds, and a container of suet, and she's like, "Okay, stay outside for 10 minutes. When you come back in, I'll have the surprise for you.
What's a surprise?
Something that you don't know about until you see it."
Oh, okay.
Shuts the door.
He waits.
Um, in a little bit less than 10 minutes, she opens the door. And sets a bowl in front of him. Goes, this is an old family recipe. I'm excited to see what you think of it. And it is full of seeds, a few berries, some herbs. It is like really, really, really fancy bird seed.
He's going ham. He just completely devours this. He
I think she
friggin' loves
watches
it.
from she watches with satisfaction over the tops of her books. Um, I think she's definitely like she's working on your problem and every chance that she's got. But in between those chances, she's also working on something bigger. Um, would you like to roll me and probably a straight intelligence?
Oh boy. Intelligence. Okay. Oh, he actually did really good. That's a 17.
Yeah. You see a lot of the same equations that she's using to calculate uh, proportions and mixtures in this potion, but applied on a broader scale, in a much more exploratory way. Like, kind of get the impression that she already knew this cure that she is in the process of constructing, and she is searching for a cure to a problem that is a little bit more ephemeral, a little bit more esoteric, and much, much bigger than a single little bird. Um, and that seems to be what she does rather than sleep. She does get enough not to rack up exhaustion points, but it's those two things and cooking for the most part while she talks to you.
He
She doesn't
start
seem to rest.
he starts noticing and is like starts pecking her to try and get her to sleep.
Ow, ow,
Sleep, sleep,
ow.
sleep.
Why would hurting me make me want to go to sleep?
Because I don't have hands. Poke, 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 poke. Sleep.
I'll sleep once I figure this out. I'm close. I could feel it.
Figure it out after nap. Poke, sleep.
Nightingale, I will shut you out of doors.
He gives her the biggest puppy dog eyes a dove has ever given her. Sleep,
Bitch.
please?
I'll go to bed. I'm still going. I still have a little bit of reading to do, but I'll go and get in bed. And she grabs the book that she was working on, um, and it, like stays sits up reading until she passes out over it.
They don't know if this was better.
Do they ask what she's working on?
I I will be honest, they saw all that math and kind of went cross-eyed. um I think they would ask.
This is this is um a cure for the land that we're living on right now. It's I don't know if you've noticed that it's been um it's been damaged, but um hopefully if I do this right, this will be a way that it can heal.
It is hurt?
Yes, something very large hurt it a very long time ago.
Oh, hurt like me?
In a way, its magic has been damaged, contaminated rather with divine mat energy.
Oh,
Um, if I can, I want to I want to remove the problem before it can either escalate or before anyone else can go through the things that I went through as a kid growing up here. Um, so And I've been here so long, I'm, on a little bit of a time crunch. So I want to be sure I'm going to finish my this one last thing.
Are you hurting? Like, you're. They don't have the words to express what they're worried about. They they just are worried about you, Peat.
Oh, hun, I I'm going to be I'm all right now. But if you live here long enough, everyone gets the same sickness that the land is suffering from. Um, I the teas that you see me drink are special teas that I um I received from an acquaintance that lets me deal with that and lets me um postpone my symptoms for a time.
But it won't cure it. Like,
That's what
you're
I'm working on. That's what I'm working on right now.
okay.
It might take another couple of decades. Um, it might take the rest of my life, but um, a thing only takes as long as it does to get it right, doesn't it?
He bobs a head nod. He just kind of curls up more next to you, Peat.
They hug.
Cuddle. Just quiet, soft trills.
On your first day here, you asked me what a witch was. Um, I, for me, the title is hereditary in a way. My mother was a witch, and her mother before her, and on throughout the ages. And a witch is a person, often a woman, but not always, who is born by society, and through that scorn is free to do what others cannot or may not. I know that you don't like it when people don't think well of me, but in a way that's a very precious power to me because it means that I don't have to worry about um what they think about what I'm doing. I can just do.
Oh,
Sometimes it's
well,
hard and sometimes it's messy and it's not always the easiest path, but the world would not be the same without us. And so it's worth it.
I just want you to be okay. 'Cause I love you.
For you, I'll do my best. No insight check necessary. She is tearing up.
If a bird could cry, he would already be crying. Just emotions. Emotions are had by everyone.
Mm, think going to roll. Hmm, interesting. The morning after they had that conversation, um, he wakes up, um, and opens the curtains as is her wont, and she goes, puts the kettle on, and she goes to uh she goes to grab her keys from her cabinet. Um, where's Nightingale first thing in the morning?
I think he would be in his nest.
I think that um across the hut he hears Pete go, pigeon.
Yes?
Did something did you see how um would you like to roll an insight check?
Yep, here we go. Let's see. Oh, an 18.
18. Something has disturbed her badly. She is scared and she is fighting probably a wave of panic. You should probably go check.
He is fluttering over to her. Are you okay?
Um, she is staring into the cabinet, which normally has her boxes of um, the medicinal tea that she drinks. Uh, Now it is empty.
Oh no.
I
Nightingale is immediately tearing through the house trying to help find the missing tea.
no, I wouldn't have moved them. I don't think. Did you see me move them?
No, no, but, but, maybe they got up and walked away? Can boxes do that? Can they grow legs and walk away?
Not ordinarily. I don't know.
Boxes! Boxes, come back!
Pigeon Nightingale, come here, bud.
But
Hold out hold out her
you
hands.
need the tea, and it's gone.
I can go and bargain for some more. I can try and bargain for some more. Um, it's okay, don't panic. Oh,
But
this is fine.
I don't want you to be hurt. Please don't be hurt.
She
I
just
don't
gives
want
them a
you
hug against
sick.
her chest. I'll be
I
fine.
don't want you sick.
We can go visit the shore today. Um,
I don't care if I have to be a bird forever. I want you to be okay.
I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I'll be all right. I needed it today to take deep breaths with me, okay? In and out.
They start breathing. They're just curled up against your chest, a very tiny little bird orb, very upset.
Okay. Okay, it's okay. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to panic and worry you. You're sure that you didn't see me do anything with the boxes?
No, I, I, I would have pointed it out to you.
Okay. I, after so long here, sometimes I have trouble telling I things will move and I don't know if I move them or not. Which is a little bit scary, but it's okay. Um, if you say that you don't remember, then I will trust your senses over mine.
They just burrow into her a little bit more. They scared.
I think that they like she grabs the broomstick and just snaps off a couple pieces of kale from her garden on the way past.
Mm-hmm.
And just like uh stuffs one in her mouth and uh gives the other to Nightingale to eat while they zoom over the canopy.
He's eating kind of fitfully. He's very worried.
I think this time they sat down on they sat down on the beach on the mainland, not on any sort of island. And you can hear the noises of the bog behind you. But in front of you is a little tidal cave. Um, that seems to go deep into the earth. And Peat goes, "All right, this is where I got my tea." The person inside is a little bit strange, but um, they're reasonable if caught in the right mood. And then she stops and she sneezes, and the shoulder underneath you suddenly like drops out from under you, and you have to like flap your wings to keep from falling.
There's a definite yelp.
Yep. Um, and you look down to see what the fuck happened to Pete, and you see a little 8-year-old girl um, with black curly hair, a um, very familiar resting bitch face, um, and a fluffy little dress of autumn leaves. And she's just looking down at her hands like, God fucking damn it.
He trills, concerned. Uh, by this point, have they, has Pete introduced herself to Nightingale?
Yes.
Okay.
Over the days, yes.
Okay, just want to make sure. He's just gonna worriedly flutter over to Pete and go, Pete, you okay?
I'm I'm fine. This is fine. Um Sometimes this this is what happens when I don't take my meds.
Oh,
Um
you change?
the bog is has been subsumed by uh time sickness. And so has its people. This is
Oh,
actually a more mild case. Um, well, it was. Um, but yeah, it's believe me, there are much worse. And then she sneezes. And then suddenly, he looks about a little bit less than 30. And she's just like, God fucking damn it.
damn it!
Don't say that word.
They giggle.
No, no, you didn't learn that from me.
Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it! Damn it!
No,
Damn it!
I'm instituting a swear jar when we get back.
What's a swear jar?
It's a way of using capitalism to enforce good behavior.
Huh? What? What is a capitalism?
And who we're going to talk to, you're going to find out. Um, and she sneezes once more, and she looks about 50, and she's just like, okay, come on. And she leads you deeper into the cave.
They follow.
Um, you go deeper and deeper and deeper. Um, and you become more and more aware of a presence in the cave that seems to be expecting you. Um, and more little light coming from a network of rope that are strung across the ceiling in sort of a net with little bottles hanging from them. Um, some of them glow very brightly, others faintly, in all sorts of different colors. And some you can see movement, even sometimes scenes, like a video screen. Uh, but it is too much to make out all at once.
Mm-hmm.
Um, would you like to roll? Would you like to roll a religion check?
Okay, that's +1. Oh, whoops. Hit the shift key too long.
You gently.
Okay, that's a 13.
Um, seems normal.
They have no memory. They have no knowledge of this place.
Yep. And I think you're sort of like musing over the strange cavern when um you are startled by apparently sourceless voice as you step into this main cavern at the end of this cave system. That's well lit. There's uh kind of chintzy furniture and rugs around, cabinets and things. But no person, as a voice goes, if it isn't Pete Moss. What a surprise. And I see you have a little friend. Isn't that nice?
Uh, Nightingale is hiding behind Peat Moss on her shoulder. They do not like the disembodied voice. This is spooky.
And Pete uh kind of nods her head respectfully and goes, "Nameless voices. I've come to make a barter." "How have you? What? No. Isn't that nice?" And the voice changes into this low, smooth sort of baritone. Like sort of almost mid phrase. "Well, what do you have to offer me, Pete Moss?" Um, what what does Nightingale think of this?
Scary, 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 scary. It is very instinct based. They have no explanation why they are scared. They just are.
Mm-hmm.
I wiggle in lore reasons. This is a very instinct based, oh, I should not be here
Mm-hmm.
kind of feeling that Nightingale is dealing with, and they just go very, very still, very, very quiet. If they do not move, this person will not see them, they hope.
Can I roll an insight?
Yeah, go ahead.
Damn. She's concentrating. This is a tense
Yep.
situation.
Mm-hmm. You just know that Nightingale has decided it is time to cuddle. Yep.
She
They
reaches up,
are
sort of
very
cups
quiet.
the hand over. Mm-hmm.
They just kind of scoot into your hand. No socialization for them today. No, thank you. They will be right here.
I think as close as you are to her neck, you kind of feel the vibration as Pete goes. Um, I offer you memories in return for uh more of the tea, some of my past for a chance at a future. Is this amenable? Um, and Damon's voices goes, "Well, let's see here. Let's see. Let's say the same night that I gave you the last time. Oh, let's say three good ones or six little ones. No, let's say two big ones and one of varying size. Um, I'm curious though, where did you get such a little bird? It's a very interesting specimen you have there."
uh, Nightingale is shivering.
It almost reminds me of. Well, you don't need to. And he's like, "What? Reminds you of what?" "That's another bargain, dear." And I think that she grits her teeth and goes, just the tea, please. I know which memories I'll give you." Um, and she like sort of shuffles a lapel um over Nightingale as she steps forward. And I think that you get a glimpse of an empty bottle falling from an unseen string on the ceiling into Pete's outstretched hands before your vision is muffled by the lapel.
Mm-hmm. Nightingale is content not to see. They are freaked out. They don't like this.
think that it's quiet for a long time, and then you feel Pete moving again. She doesn't say anything as a goodbye, but she's moving back out into the sunlight.
Hmm.
And I think as soon as she's out of the cavern, she just sits in the sand and cups you in her arms. Just I'm sorry. I I should have been more. I'm sorry, dear.
Uh, it, it's interesting. The little dove is shaded purple as they tremble in your hands.
Oh, honey,
Anxious chirrup.
you're okay. They're not going to hurt you. And look, I have more tea.
They just kind of melt. They turn into a little borb, a little borb in your hands. Just, I don't want to do that again.
Mm.
There's just
Well,
something about the voice changing and all of that stuff that freaks them out a lot. I wiggle.
it's strange how that works out anyway.
Hmm.
And I think Pete cups a hand over them and goes, I think it's high time that we get you turned back. Um, it's not fair for me to keep dragging you into these situations, especially not when you can't defend yourself.
They just quietly chirrup at you. It kind of feels like they're being sent away.
No, oh, I no, honey, you're not being sent anywhere. You don't have to leave anywhere. Trust me, I know what that's like.
Just
No, but
they just look up at you. They don't want to go.
you can stay with me for as long as you like. But you you have your own life to get back to. You don't have to get back to it before you're ready, but you have your liege lord. You have um I'm sure a wedding to help assist. Um friends, I'm sure. You need your memories back. I will not send you away, but I want you to be able to live your life. And clinging to my shirt lapel while I barter with eldritch beings is not fair to you.
They chirrup softly, just nuzzle into your hand.
Promise,
They
pigeon.
they they look up at you and just give a tiny little nod and just rest their chin on your thumb, blinking up at you. So trusting.
Mm.
The purple has gone now. It's replaced with pink.
It just holds
This
them.
little this little bird loves you.
They love the little bird. Come on, let's go home.
There's a soft dissenting chirrup. And I suppose they go home.
Mm. I will say, it's been a few days since they sent off a letter to Velari telling them where uh their servant Nightingale has gone to. Is there any reply to that?
Uh, I think there would be. It's very graciously thanking uh, thanking Pete Moss for finding them. All of the kind of fretting that you would expect from a liege that actually cares about their people.
Mm. He's approves of this. You know, I think as she mixes up the ingredients, she goes, you know, call me paranoid. I'm even after you turn back, I'm not entirely comfortable leaving the bog for an extended period of time, but Earlstown isn't more than a couple days drive by broom. Would you like me to make the journey back with you?
They nod. Yes, that would. A lot of their tension kind of just dries up at that offer.
There. And then I'll know your address. I can visit wherever you're staying in Earlstown. And so I'll know where to direct my letters.
An excited chirrup.
All right. You should probably eat this before breakfast, or before supper, just in case it upsets your stomach. Better to eat lightly, and drink plenty of fluids than to have to vomit up perfectly good food.
They nod. Look at what she's making a little bit more wary now.
Mm. I don't
Like,
entirely know
huh,
how what this will feel like, um, but it should return you to um your correct design. They of course this has all been brewed in the genre mandated uh cauldron. So she ladles a little bit into a clay mug, um, make sure it's not too hot, and hands it over.
all right, what do I need to roll for him drinking this stuff?
Um, Roll a con to see how well he deals with the taste.
Okay. Oh, that's a 13.
It's not great. It's not pleasant. It tastes a little bit like it shouldn't go in your mouth. But you keep it down. Mira, do you have an idea of how Nightingale returns to their humanoid form?
Uh, yeah, actually, they kind of just go, huh? Huh? And they kind of flop down on their little birdie butt, and suddenly there is kind of like this shimmer of light that kind of envelops them, and you can see something unstick from this figure's face, and a white dove mask clatters to the floor. It's wooden in texture, doesn't really shatter or anything, and you can immediately tell uh, Pete Moss that that thing is no longer cursed. It's still magic,
Mm.
though. And as the light kind of shimmers and fades, you are left with, let me get the picture of our good boy, if I can find where I saved it. Where are you, my boy? Ah, here we go. You are greeted with a figure. Da, 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 da. Got to get to the right roll zone. You are met with a figure that has is a tune, has kind of a honey golden brown eyes that don't have any highlights in them anymore.
Hmm.
Mask covering their nose, hood on their face. They look a little bit more like an assassin than a servant, if I'm being frank, and they have a little collar on their throat.
Uh, Peat is also very heavily villain coded. She does not seem to mind. She like shrieks like a girl, like a fraction of her age, and just like, there you are, there you are.
It worked! It worked! He throws his hands around your waist, arms around your waist, and just gives you a big hug. It
Their
worked! It
hugs
worked!
and
It
that.
worked! It 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 worked! You did it! You helped!
There you are. Just
Hi!
wrap.
Hi!
Hi, Nightingale.
Hello!
Um,
Hi, Peat! Despite how old they look, they seem a lot more like a kid.
she just wraps them up. Good grandma hug.
Just melt. They're. Oh, this is nice. This is very nice.
All right, let's get you some people food. You've had way too much birdseed this week.
But birdseed is good, though.
Birdseed can be a sometimes food. It's got lots of fat in it. Suet is literally animal fat.
But it's yummy.
So is my stew. Come on, help me make some stew.
Okay.
Just bullies him into now they're cooking. Now they're cooking.
Yep.
Um just like um when you step out of the hut into the cooking area, you can see that the entire garden, which um throughout the week has been sort of this, kind of drab, very orderly affair. It seems to have reacted to the mood of triumph. Every plant that can flower is flowering. You can see all sorts of buds and the beginnings of fruits and vegetables, um, dotting the vines. Um, Even just the color of the leaves is brighter and more vibrant. Um, and it's just a good garden. As Pete starts um, grabbing the beef stock from the cold cellar and picking out what vegetables to chop up to add to it.
He walks in the garden, and Pete, you see this look of awe on his face.
Hmm.
And he just kind of sticks his face in the first flowering thing he sees, and you can definitely see why he got cursed.
Oh, okay. That's fine. Please don't do that in the rest of the bog, please.
Okay. This still smells nice. Mmm. Nose implant. Butt in the air.
You know what? Does
Just
does your mask come off?
what? Oh,
Does your mask come off?
yeah, it does. Tugs it off.
All right. Let me show you something. Um, and she grabs some sprigs of lavender and um sews them very very roughly into little packets. Um, and slips them into the mask so that it smells very much of lavender.
Oh, he's melting. Just melt.
I'll give you some different packets of these.
They smell nice. He just melting, absolutely melting. Uh, uh,
Good. Come,
you'll
come pick
notice
out your
that
favorite.
his, you'll notice that he, with his mask lowered, there's slight patches on his cheeks and on his forehead that are whiter than the rest of his skin.
What happened here?
Huh? What? What happened where?
Uh, brushes her thumb over his forehead. You have them on your cheeks too. Little pale patches.
Mm, I don't know. He kind of just leans into her touch. They've always been there.
Hmm. Well, not to make you feel self-conscious.
As
Come
you
on.
brush your thumb, your hand over that patch, you definitely realize that that's a scar.
Hmm. Maybe they happened when you were a child. These look like cold injuries.
He
I mean,
kind of shrugs.
perhaps when we arrive in Earlstown, I can have a talk with your Lord Velari. He might have more of your medical history than we do.
Okay.
Mm. Are you excited to go home?
Mm, nervous. I don't remember what it'll be like exactly. Um, the mask kind of happened for they told me I had an accident, which is why I can't remember anything. I
Mm.
I talked to someone though, was saying weird things in my head. It was
In your
weird.
head.
Yeah, right before I got the mask out. I don't really understand it. I, I honestly think they're enemies of my lord. They were saying weird things.
Like what?
I and he kind of confusedly explains the conversation he had with Sasha, and he just kind of shakes his head and goes, "I that's not my name, though."
Mm,
I'm Nightingale. I don't know a Sammy. I don't know a Sasha.
strange. Well, you spoke about the people that you're going back to with so much love that um I wouldn't discount that. However, there is wisdom in doubt. Faith is not something that you can give out freely. It must be earned. And the only way for your liege lord to regain your faith is to show himself consistently to be someone that um, you are able to trust and confide in. I'm not saying uproot your entire existence on this voice, but it's worth knowing that there's someone out there who is willing to go to those sorts of lengths to get in touch with you. There's someone out there who is challenging the reality that you have been given. I wish I could tell you what is true and what isn't, but honestly, even if I did, that is also something that you should be wary of. Does that make
Okay,
sense?
I guess so. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything. It's weird that they reached out to me right when my memories were lost after the accident. I don't. They've been good to me so far, my lord and captain. So
And that
it,
and that shouldn't count for nothing. But um, trust me when I say that there are plenty of people out there who will do and say one thing and mean another. I'm not asking you to distrust your people, but question. Questioning is good. Questioning is healthy.
okay.
Can I give you a hug?
He nods. Please?
Pull them in. Big, big
He
grandma
hugs me
hug.
tight. Oh, he melts into it, just nuzzles in, melt. I do need to really quickly go let my dogs outside. I can hear them scratching at the door. I'll be right back.
No worries. Hello, listening audience. How are we doing today? There's no one here. I'm just talking to myself. But if you're listening back to the recording, hello. Do, do, do. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Um, for those of you listening in who are probably going to yell at me, I skitter. I run. You'll never catch me.
Hi, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello. We were having a very good hug.
Yes. Um, Pete's just like, well, just remember that you have control over what happens to you. And if you don't, that's a problem. But in the meantime, I'm going to make sure you have lots of good fuel in you. Come on, you want to chop carrots or potatoes?
Potatoes.
Potatoes it is. And they make a very good stew.
Yes, they make a very good stew.
Um I think that she makes extra sure that he has leftover containers in his hammer space. Um they're labeled for the tough times.
Mm.
And I think that night she packs up her things, which is just a little small satchel, and she ties it around the broom. Goes, all right. Tomorrow we can probably make a quarter of the distance. But that's if we get out of here very early. We'll probably want to send another letter in advance to make sure that you're that this Earl of yours knows that he can expect you. Does
Okay.
that sound good?
Mm-hmm. That sounds good. So, if we're leaving early, that means we should go to sleep soon, right?
Yes. Um, Although so far you've been consistently up with the dawn. Um, so we don't have to worry too much about alarms or anything, but it's better not to dawdle.
Mm-hmm.
And just keep in mind, you don't have to go back. You
I
can,
I know,
okay.
but if you keep in touch, I I want to see what I'm missing because I don't know anything.
Mm, good lad.
You've
Trust but
had
verify.
mm, I just you've had to teach me so much. I want to learn for myself.
Teaching you has been a great joy of mine.
He grins at you boyishly.
All right, all right, all right.
But before we go, could I have some more birdseed again? It's
Of
really good.
course, of course. Here, actually, I'll split this into containers as well. You can have this for tonight, only this. You have to promise to save the rest for later. Don't eat it all at once, okay?
He looks really conflicted. He wants to eat it all. He
Pigeon.
really wants to. Okay, fine.
You promise?
I promise.
Good lad. And she ties it carefully into neat little packages.
He he just looks so excited. He's so excited for birdseed. He friggin' loves birdseed, man. It's
Oh
his
my god,
favorite
I love that.
snack. It's his favorite snack. He loves it. Like, it's so tasty, even in human form. He doesn't care.
I think that he brews herself a cup of her tea at night so that she doesn't have to bother with it tomorrow and packs that away as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and tucks you in bed in the bed that she usually has. Um, goes, I'm gonna stay up a little bit and watch the moonlight for a while. Don't worry, you're
Wait,
safe.
but if you're flying, don't you need to sleep too?
I'll sleep in your old nest.
Mm, but you're bigger than the nest. Are you gonna be okay?
Oh, you haven't seen the. Watch this. And she snaps her fingers. And I think she turns into a nightingale.
Bird! 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 He scrambles for the mask and puts it on. Oof, dove.
No, wait.
He flounders over to you and just nuzzles, just bird to bird nuzzle, and then he flutters back to the floor and takes the mask off. The curse is gone. He can switch with will.
He reassumes humanoid shape and she goes, "You're going to give me just all of the stress related health problems, all of them. Like all of them.
He tilts his head and just blinks innocently at her.
Go to bed, troublemaker. I'll see you bright and early in the morning, okay?"
Okay.
Um, and I think that she extinguishes all the lamps, and they, uh, for a time, sleep peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
It's not until well after midnight that the perfectly average looking man steps into the hut. Um, he's very at ease there as if he's been there 1,000 times before. Um, and he uh, sort of looks at the packed up bags and kind of hisses to himself. Um, as his footsteps get closer to the bed, Pete begins to stir um, until his hand passes over her head and uh, she freezes as he casts Modify Memory. Um, and also, while that spell is still going, he uh, also casts Dominate Person on Nightingale and bids him to rise.
And he does.
Mm. And Nightingale stands there as um, the average man roots around in Pete's head for a familiar memory, one that she has returned to in her nightmares over and over. Um, because there's no use doing work that's been done before. Um, and she recalled the time when she was 8, when she tried and failed to save her favorite chicken as it bled out in her arms. Um, and it is not so hard to bring those feelings of rage and helplessness back. But this time, the memory that forms, subsuming the ones of the success and the cooking and the plans for the future, um, is one of a present Peat, an elderly Peat, holding a little white dove, but instead of a fox bite, um, it is an arrow shaft. And the memory ends as she raises her head, um, and sees a shrouded figure, um, as tall as Nightingale, with the width and proportions of Nightingale, disappear into the trees. Just get the flash of white skin. Um, and the average man unpacks her things. Nightingale is made to help, puts everything back just so it was. Um, except for the tea. The tea he takes. And when um, the hut is back to how it was, except for this feeling of trauma and loss and heartrending grief at the loss of the person she failed to save, as she has failed so many before. He nods to himself, enjoying a moment of work well done, and steps out into the night. Come along, Nightingale, let's get you back.
Of course, sir. He follows.
Mm. So here's the question.
Mm-hmm.
Would Velari um, prefer Nightingale's memories modified before he got there, or would he like to do it himself?
Let me just. He'd want to do it himself.
In that case, uh, I think Nightingale uh, is held in this thrall for uh, the journey back, which is not as long as it should be, or not as yes, not as long as it should be. Sorry, um, full of strange turns and almost as if you were stepping into the folds between spaces rather than spaces themselves. Until you are in um, probably a familiar room, and Magister Mouse, uh, Pete's uncle, kind of dusts off his hands and goes, "All right, it's all yours," and lets the spell drop.
The first thing Nightingale does is kind of fall to his knees with a shocked gasp as he looks around wildly and then looks up to his lord and just, my lord, Oh, I suppose you had things well in hand. As Velari grabs his chin and begins to read what happened uh, through Sammy's mind and just kind of sighs to themselves and goes, "Your niece has a way with words that I can't let it stay with mine."
Oh, certainly not. No. No, feel free to wipe all of that. It's already gone from her.
And Nightingale twitches as if to try and fight, and the grip just tightens, and beads of purple ink just kind of well up against white skin. And then he goes limp as Modify Memory wipes everything away. And in his place of when he had stuck his face into the mask, it's replaced with Sammy just, not Sammy, Nightingale just taking the mask off again. Able to turn into a bird. At will with the mask. No curse. No reason to have gone to the bog. His loyalty unsullied.
Now that is some fine work. I do appreciate a man who, well, excuse me, a them, who knows how to uh, erase some undesirable information. Efficiency, you understand.
Yes, it's more efficient to keep things pruned. Now, if you need a favor, you know you're always welcome here.
Appreciated. Might just take advantage. Well, you know, I don't know if I want this to be my favor, but I did want to make an offer. I have something
Oh?
I would like to test, and I understand that you have people that you can test on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm excited to show you this. And he pats his pockets and he pulls out set of blueprints and hands them over to Velari. Look, tell me
And
what you think.
Velari,
Be honest. I love the criticism.
oh, why, Magister, this would do very nicely.
Call it call the family trade.
I do know of family trades. Excellent work, I do have to say.
Mm, yeah. Well, yeah, so that should have you sent me months ahead of schedule, my friend. This is well, let me know if you ever want a collaboration again. This has been more than rewarding.
Indeed. If you ever want to collaborate again as well, don't be a stranger.
Of course. And by the way, congratulations on your impending news.
We send our thanks.
Uh, kind of laces his hands behind uh his head, does sort of a genial sort of bow. Goes, well, I must get back to my work. I really must think what I must send as a wedding present.
I'm sure whatever you send will be just as fantastic as our endeavors together. Fair travels, Magister.
And to you, Lord Velari. And I think that perhaps the I have two epilogues. One is funny, one
Okay.
is not. Which one would you like first?
Let's go with funny and then not.
Okay. Um, the next day, Velari gets a letter from Naaman's Voices going, OMG. You will never guess who I saw. Um, they're just like, you have to call and tell me everything.
And they
They
would.
want the gossip. Oh, god damn it. Sorry. Um, so that's that. And the other is, um, for the first time in a week, uh, he wakes up in a lonely hut and she stays in bed. She doesn't have anyone to get up to cook for anymore. And getting up is suddenly so much harder than it was. And she thinks of the patch of soil in amongst her lavender that has been freshly dug up. At least so she thinks. And she gets up and she trudges out beyond the bounds of her garden. And she sits in the moss and she digs her fingers in as far into the earth as she can. And as she does so, tendrils of plant matter and soil crawl up her arms, trapping her hands there. And she bows her head for a moment before throwing it back to the sky and screaming as she has not screamed since the last time she lost her family.
I also have a little epilogue.
Yes.
After Magister leaves, Velari turns to Nightingale, who scabs on his face, hidden now by the mask properly put back in place. And they tilt their head and say, "Rise, Nightingale. I have a task for you." And he rises. And the screen goes black.
Well, thank you all
Yep.
for listening, folks.
Thank you.
Hey, Mira, this was
This
so much fun.
was fantastic. Thank you. I guess
Uh,
we should say bye to our listeners.
we shall.
Bye.
Hate the sin, love the sinner. Goodbye.